Hi, this is Karen. I'm with inspiredbygram.com. Welcome to my channel. Today is our simple stamping card. It is really simple to make. We are using 3 different ink colors though, so it's just very basic card. Let me show you where I got my color inspiration from. I have these Stampin' Up! Color charts. It's my color coach here. And so I knew I wanted to work with Coastal Cabana because I don't really work with that much. I thought I would give it a try. And I knew that these 3 colors here are some of the color choices. Coastal Cabana as the main, and then it can be highlighted with soft seafoam or pumpkin pie. You can also use basic gray, pear pizzazz, melon mambo, or gorgeous grape. But I thought I would choose these 3 colors here. It's really simple card. We use some punches and some Stampin', so let's just get started. Our stamp set is Gather Together, and I'm using this little stamp here as a background image, and I'm also using the sentiment Wishing You Well. So my card base is Coastal Cabana, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, and I've already pre-scored it at 4 1/4. I have the soft seafoam panel, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're just going to take our Stampin' Seal. I'm using actually the Stampin' Seal Plus because I am all out of my other Stampin' Seal, and I actually need, order's coming on Tuesday, so I can't wait. All right, so we're just going to layer this down with a 1/4 inch border on all 4 sides, and we'll call it good. Let's bring in our panel here. It's a Whisper White, and it's cut 3 3/4 by 5. You're going to need a piercing mat, and we'll need actually some scrap paper because we're going to stamp off the edge, and I don't want the ink to go on my piercing mat. So what we're going to do is, here I've got it, the stamp mounted already, and this is mounted on a C block. And I've got my Coastal Cabana, I got soft seafoam, and pumpkin pie. So these are my 3 color choices. And what I would do is we're going to work with the Coastal Cabana. So let's just open that ink pad. Only 1 ink pad open at the time will probably save you, because we need to change or clean our stamp in between our stamping different colors. So I'm just going to randomly stamp all the way around here, kind of like in a circle, and just going up a little bit high as well. Okay, so I'm gonna call that good. I did smudge it right there, but that's okay because we'll cover that up. I believe we can cover that up. So I'm gonna take my Stampin' Scrub, and I'm just gonna give this stamp a clean. I'm going to set Coastal Cabana aside because we'll need that for our sentiment. The next choice of color is your soft seafoam. We'll open up that. And now we're just going to stamp. We'll start a little bit into where that Coastal Cabana is, and we're just going to randomly stamp all over. Okay, we'll call that good. Again, I'm going to clean my stamp off camera. We'll set soft seafoam aside, and we're going to bring in pumpkin pie. And again, we're just going to stamp randomly all the way around. The best thing, the one thing you don't want to do is get a pattern going with your splatter. I guess I would call this a splatter stamp. All right, so that's good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our sentiment, and it's we're going to use Coastal Cabana, and we're going to stamp Wishing You Well right down in the lower right corner. I love that fancy font. It looks really nice with that splatter. All right, so we're good there. Let's mount this onto our card base. So I'm just going to take my Stampin' Seal Plus, and then we're going to bring in our card base, and this is going to go right down with a 1/4 inch border on all 4 sides. Okay, so now we'll set this aside, and we've got some scraps here, all the same colors: pumpkin pie, coastal cabana, and soft seafoam. So I've got the small bloom punch. We'll need 1 pumpkin pie, 1 coastal cabana, and 1 soft seafoam. Now we need the soft seafoam scrap again. I'm going to be using the perennial flower punch. I'll just open that up, and we'll punch out 2 of these. Okay, so now what you're going to want to do is you want to have your piercing mat once again. All right, so we're going to work on these flowers here. We want to give them a little bit of life. So let's just spread them out on our work surface here. You're going to need your take your pick tool. So I'm going to be using this plastic piece here, and I'm just going to press in the middle of every one of these flowers. You can see how the flower is now, it's kind of brought to life. Now with these, the perennial essence, you're also going to need to use your bone folder, because these are really stiff, and you need to break down the fibers in the paper to give it a little bit of life. Okay, so just like that. Okay, so those are good. The next thing we want to do is we want to, we're going to put these on, so one is curling up and one is curling down. You're going to need your glue dots, lots of glue dots here. Just going to add 1 to that back side. And now I'm going to add this one here, fill in the gap there. All right, so now we'll bring in our card. The middle one here is going to be popped up with dimensional. Let me grab one of those. And then I'm going to make sure that this petal is in the middle and it's going up and down. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to line up our colors. Now, if you wanted to change it up a little bit, you could, but I'm going to do mine tone on tone. And again, you're going to need your glue dots. And we're just going to add this one right here. And I'm making sure that that petal is at the top. I'll take the pumpkin pie one here. Again, the petals at the top. So everything is pointing to the top. Then I'm going to take the soft seafoam, and I'm just going to add this one right to the middle here. Just like that. Now the final touch, well actually not the final touch, but our second to last final touch is we're going to add some of these basic pearls right to the middle. I'm using my take your pick tool to simply remove those from the sheet here and transferring right over to the card. All right, now the final touch is I'm going to take the Wink of Stella. This is a glitter pen. It adds glitter to the card stock. I'm just brushing it right on here, kind of painting over the petals. And then I'll do it right over here. And we'll just bring this up here. Now I know that, I don't know if you guys know a little trick. If you run out of the Wink of Stella, just add some rubbing alcohol, 70%, about maybe a teaspoon to it. You have to take this apart, and it will extend the life of your Wink of Stella. That's why I mark mine with a red mark on the pen, so I know that this is kind of like a second generation Wink of Stella. But you can see there's lots of glitter still in the brush here. All right, so that is our card for today, you guys. Simple stamping is what it is. All right, so let's bring these cards together here. And again, Coastal Cabana, Soft Seafoam, and Pumpkin Pie. For all your Stampin' needs, please visit my website at inspiredbygram.com. Thanks for watching.